can't be free. Everybody wanna judge, say I'm a thug, I'm a player, I'm a simple, why I can't be me? When I walk up in the store, all the Karens get to staring at me. Put my heart in my music, it's still on my sleeve. Everybody been portrayed.
So fam, what's the word? It's your boy Trey Montana. It is now episode 8 of the Soulful Thoughts blog. And today we have a very special episode, family. Y'all know, usually I come on here and I teach you guys how to detach from emotional attachments, right? Preaching about mental health, basically. Today, we gonna speak on what makes me think that I can honestly coach anyone. You feel me? Especially at the young age I'm at right now. I know a lot of y'all have, probably already asked yourself this, or if you're a new viewer, you probably been, you probably noticed the channel, but this your first time tuning in. You probably were hesitant to tune in because you like, man, what make this nigga think he can coach anybody on anything? You feel me? Trust me, I understand I understand that question. I understand the hesitancy for sure. And because at the end of the day, I haven't showed y'all no qualifications, right? I don't got no degrees in psychology, mental health. I don't got no degrees at all. I'm not some rich dude that have made it in life. Obviously, y'all see, I purposely make sure that y'all can see the apartments that I live in the background, so y'all can know that I haven't made it to some place that, in life to where, I can just preach from the mountaintop, basically. I haven't made it to that point, as y'all can see. But the reason that I make sure that y'all can see that is so y'all can, it's kind of like a motivating tool to let y'all know that no matter what environment you in, you can still go after what you want. You feel me? And you don't have to have a caged mindset just because your environment, is a mental cage, and in so many ways, and I can just understand the people who would, be hesitant to even want to try to listen to a guy like me. So to be honest, I almost made this video as my first video explaining what makes me think I'm qualified to coach anyone. But to be honest, I had to do it the way I did it. Like all 7 videos I recorded, I really recommend that you guys go watch it, because all 7 of those videos are like leading up to this introductory video. So 8 videos into the channel, we just now getting to the introductory video of the channel. We just getting started, family. But I had to record the videos like thugging it out, the way I handle depression, anxiety, and all of these videos, the emotional attachment, finding your purpose. I had to do all of those videos so y'all can feel me and understand me with this video on a different level. Now, what makes me think a 26-year-old young black male with no qualifications, if we're looking at it from, the government point of view, what makes me think that I have the qualifications, the right to coach anyone about anything? Life. That's pretty much my answer. Life. You feel me? And if I were to tell you guys everything I've been through, this video would be about 4 to 5 hours long. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna inform you guys, with certain limited detail, my darkest moment and how I'm still dealing with that to this day. Because, some of you might be surprised, I just got out of my darkest moment I've ever been in my life, literally a couple months ago. I started the channel a month ago. I say that to say this. I want y'all to know that I did not make this channel to come from the point of view as someone who just got it all figured out and is completely mentally free. And just, I don't even want y'all to even think that. I want y'all to know that I'm human too. And I still go through certain things. I still have my days where I'm down. Every day is a battle. You feel me? This channel is more so because I have developed logical ways to get out of emotional funks. And if I can, develop certain ways to get out of my emotional funks that I still battle through to this day, everyone who's still battling through anything mentally, spiritually, whatever, I'm pretty sure y'all gonna resonate with this video on another level. Because I'm not coming to you from a perspective of someone who's at a position that you can't be in or that you're not in. You feel me? Now, the darkest time of my life, family, was 2021 up until 2022. This summer that just passed was literally the darkest moment of my life. Why? I lost so much during that time, it is ridiculous. It started off at the end of the 2021 summer. No, I'm actually moving too fast. It actually started in March of 2021 when I lost, you know, the person I looked at as the love of my life. When I lost her, everything started, you know, slowly but surely falling apart. Along with, you know, I also lost one of my closest people to me, one of my favorite cousins in the whole wide world. He passed, you know, later on that year. Along with the fact that I lost one of my closest homies to death later on that year. You know, and that was the first time I ever dealt with losing someone so close to me, especially in the span of 2 weeks. Those guys died within the span of 2 to 3 weeks from each other, you know, while I was dealing with a breakup, a terrible breakup, you know. And I also lost one of my closest group of guys. I lost a whole group of friends. Now, that wasn't a bad, you know, it wasn't a bad separation, a totally negative separation. It was really just a matter of life showing both parties that, you know, we just on different paths. And, you know, we all pretty much knew we had to go our separate ways. But, you know, I still got love for those guys to this day, to be honest. You know, I'm pretty sure a couple of them might even tune into this video. But that doesn't negate the fact that I did lose a bond with a whole group of people, along with a couple people I lost to death. And then, to top matters off, I lost my daughter. Now, I know what y'all saying, that's a lot, right? Yeah, I lost my daughter. Now, that wasn't to, you know, it wasn't to nothing crazy, like anything like, you know, she getting hurt or any type of way like that. She was taken away from me. And we gonna get to that. Let me start in the beginning. Okay, so a few years ago, I met this lady, right? I met this woman, and we were working together. And everybody in this video will remain nameless. Just as a disclaimer, this is not a video to bash anyone. This is not what the video is about. This is strictly a motivating video, you know, using things I've been through to help, you know, inspire people who might be going through similar or even worse things to keep pushing. That's basically what this video is about. I'm not just pointing out people's flaws in this video, I'm pointing out my own too. But anyway, I met this young lady a few years ago, and we started vibing. You know, we were on a, you know, friends with benefits type of basis. You guys know how it go when you're younger, right? And long story short, me and this woman, we started becoming close, right? You know, we started having relations with each other and everything. And during that, she ended up finding out that she was pregnant. Now, the first thing my mind went to was that obviously it might be mine, right? But long story short, it couldn't, you know, the timeline in which she got pregnant didn't line up with the timeline in which we started having relations. So it couldn't have been mine. It wasn't my biological baby. She had actually got pregnant by the guy that she was in a relationship with before we started talking on that level. And he had got her pregnant, and she didn't know until a couple months into it. So when she found that out, you know, I'm like, oh, okay. Obviously I said okay, and you know, I didn't really, you know, it wasn't too much of a thought to me. I kept going on with my life. She kept going on with her life, right? We were still friends. You know, we were kicking it a lot. And not to make the video too long, I am gonna you know, cut down a lot of the detail. Throughout the time of us, you know, kicking it or whatever, I started noticing she started, you know, being more open to me and, you know, venting to me about what was going on with her life. Her baby dad basically was abandoning, you know, his job, basically abandoning his responsibility. You know, had blocked her on everything, and yeah, just basically abandoned the whole responsibility, right? So me, as a guy who, I can't say I know the pain of not having a father at all, but I do know the pain of not having a father around 24/7, because my father moved to Mississippi when I was 11, and I was only seeing him in the summers. And we were super close before he moved down there. Like, I used to go with him to every single job he was at, because he was a referee. He worked at the Park District. I even used to go to Walmart with him overnight with my cousins, just to be in Walmart after the food, right? I used to, like, me and my pops was like this, man. We stayed with each other. So when he moved to Mississippi, I felt that strong voidance of him not being there. And it made me resonate with the situation she was going through on a different level. So after some time, I decided that, you know, it was some steps that went into it. First, I decided I wanted to be the godfather. Then I decided, you know, I was going to be a stepfather, because me and a woman had became so close. I was like, you're definitely going to be my girlfriend after you had this baby or whatever. I might as well be the stepfather. And it eventually matured to me actually stepping in fully for this child as the father. Now, I know a lot of y'all gonna call me a simp. I don't care, man. I don't care what y'all call me. If y'all pay attention to my intro song, the main purpose, the main thing I'm saying in the song is why I can't be free. Everybody want to judge, say I'm a player, say I'm a thug, I'm a player, I'm a simp, but why I can't be me? You feel me? So call me what y'all want, man. I probably was a simp at those times. Y'all got to understand, I didn't know myself. You feel me? I didn't know myself when, and the woman I was with, she didn't know herself when we got together. We was just young and dumb, just looking for love. You know, I grew up in a household where, even though, like I say, me and my father was close, my household was not the affectionate type of home, though. You feel me? We weren't the type to just be sitting up there telling each other we love each other and just being sentimental and like that. Both of my parents are earth sign, moons, and suns. You know, so that pretty much sums it up for my people who know a little bit about astrology. So I was pretty much yearning for love and didn't even have self-love for myself. Because like I told y'all in my anxiety video, my self-confidence was terrible growing up, right? Like, my self-esteem was terrible. And when I met her, I'm not gonna say my self-esteem was still terrible, but it definitely wasn't where it was supposed to be getting into a relationship anyway. You know, I didn't know myself as a man. I didn't know what direction I wanted to take my life. I knew I was good at music, but that was it. You know, I didn't, and what's the chances of someone making it in music for real? Slim to none, right? So I didn't have no direction with my life, no full plan. She didn't either. We just got together. Recipe for a disaster, right? So I got with her and I decided to step in for her daughter. If you've been following me on Facebook, you know a lot about this, because I was really presenting to the world as if I was the biological father. I wasn't saying that I'm a guy who stepped in. No, I was actually presenting myself as the real father to respect. I just didn't want anybody in our business. I didn't think it was nobody's business. Like, the only people I told the actual truth were the people that was closest to me. And she only told people that was closest to her. Anybody else is like, okay, it's none of their business, you know? Long story short, our relationship started, you know, after a while, because we were together for a while, for about 3 years. Towards the end, it started getting very turbulent. You know, I lost my job and we started struggling financially, trying to keep the bills and take care of a kid together. Like I say, we were both immature minded. We both had no direction with our life, you know, and it caused her to act out in certain ways that I didn't understand at first, because I didn't understand the woman as much as I do now. I didn't understand that if a woman's nagging, she got a deeper problem that you need to be addressing. I didn't understand none of this, right? So it was just a lot of clashing. On top of that, we were two very different people with no wisdom on how to make the differences work. We didn't know how to bring balance with our characteristics. So we both had our faults in the situation. But the main reason we broke up, well, that is the main reason. The surface level reason why we broke up is because the disrespect just started getting too crazy in our arguments. It just started getting too crazy. Like, I started being too comfortable with calling her the B word, and she started getting too comfortable with, you know, hitting me below the belt. And one time she hit me too below the belt to where she could never come back from it. Like, she used the fact that it was her biological kid against me, basically. Like, she told me like, it's, you know, we had an argument one time, and she ended up telling me, you know, that I'm a 50-50 nigga because we were paying the bills 50-50, and I shouldn't be talking like I run shit. You know, she said that it's more of her child than mine, because we were having an argument about the child. She said it's more of her child than mine, so I need to mind my business, and just hitting me below the belt in a lot of crazy ways, right? Saying that a daycare could have done the things I've done, because when I started struggling financially, she was picking up more of the financial slack while I was struggling financially. At the same time, I was picking up more so of the, in terms of actual spending time with the child. Me and this little girl became so close, right? And I was out of work for a couple months. And during that time, of course, me and the child was already close. I was with her from birth. But when she started walking and talking, man, like, if you on my Facebook, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I started posting me and this little girl every damn day, basically. Like, every day we was outside. Like, I'm teaching her how to ride a bike, you know, or teaching her how to walk at one point, you know, or just getting her in tune with nature. Like, she became my best friend. She really became my best friend. And a large reason I am the man I am today is for that little girl. And that woman brought the little girl into my life, so I will never have any grudge against her. If she tuned into this, she knows. She know I don't got no grudge against her. You feel me? Even with all the hurtful things she said, I developed, you know, I transformed my perception on all of that. You feel me? I understand what even got her to that level of frustration to say those things that she probably didn't mean. And even if she did mean, it's still not no grudge. Even if she did mean what she said, it's still not no grudge, you know? Because at the end of the day, dealing with her in that situation is what got me to where I'm at now. So, and this applies into the, what video was I talking about that on? The Stop Thugging It Out video and the depression video, right? Where I was talking about transforming perceptions on everything. So hopefully that can, this little part of the story can motivate people who were in situations where they partner might have betrayed them in some type of way, or hit them below the belt with words or anything like that. I literally stepped in for a child, and the person that I did that for told me that a daycare could have done what I've done. And I still don't have no grudge. I'm not looking at all women like they spiteful when they mad. I don't think that. You know, so if I can go through that and still don't have no grudge, come on now. If your guy cheated on you, you can get past that. You know, or even if it's a little worse, you are powerful enough to not let whatever somebody else did affect the rest of your life in a way to where you're gonna have a grudge against everyone. Hopefully that part of the story motivates y'all in that way. But let me continue. So after me and the woman broke up, there was still a lot of toxic things going on. You know, a lot of spiteful things being done from both sides. Not just her. Like I say, this is not a bashing video. I had my own wrongdoings in the situation too. I'm just not going too much into detail because this video would be super duper long if I did that. But it ended up getting to a point where it became so toxic where we couldn't really work together as even co-parents anymore. It was getting that toxic. It was getting that dangerous. So I made the decision to try to be just a mentor to the child, so that way where we won't have to work with each other as much. It's just, look, when I want to see her, just let me come pick her up and let me have my fun with her. We do our thing and I'll bring her back to you and leave it at that. I don't want to, you know, if I want to buy her something, I'm going to do that. I don't want to work with you. And it was that type of situation, right? That worked for maybe a week or two, you know, that for maybe a week or two. Eventually, she decided that she don't think that's best for the child for her own reasons. And she decided to take, you know, and I'm sorry, y'all, I'm getting a little emotional. That's why I keep pausing and everything. Like I say, this is something that it literally just happened. Like 5 months ago. I haven't seen a little girl in 5-6 months. To sit up here and like I'm over it would be lying to myself and you guys. I'm not over it, but I'm gonna get into how I'm dealing with it though. She took my little girl away from me for good. You know, the last time I seen the little girl, I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye. I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye. We went to the park and everything, though. I did get to teach her how to swing, though. She started swinging on her own, and that was the last thing I taught her. But I never got to say goodbye. But I'm not trying to make this video too emotional, but so now y'all know that story. Am I over what I'm telling y'all? Am I over losing my favorite cousin to death? Am I over losing one of my closest homies to death? And am I over losing a whole group of homies, along with losing my daughter? Nah, I'm not over that. But I am not letting it drown me at the same time. For a long time, I did. I would say from the time matter of fact, from the time me and the woman broke up, which was in March of 2021, all the way up until maybe August, and we in October, maybe August, I was in one of the darkest phases of my life. Depression swallowed me. My friends don't know this because just like most logical people, over logical masculine people, I'm a master at hiding my emotions. So when my friends come around, I just be my regular cheerful self. But y'all, no bullshit, it was so many nights where I was crying uncontrollably. One night, I got to throwing everything around the crib. You know, this was after I lost my daughter. I got to throwing everything around the crib. Threw my game on the floor, came that close to breaking it. Threw chairs all over the place. I tore my house completely up, and like in a rage, just crying like, why does all this shit keep happening to me? Like, why am I losing everybody? Like, sorry y'all, but yeah, but why am I losing everybody and everything, you know? Like, and it just, I went through a whole year where my ambition was completely dead. It was dead, man. I wasn't doing nothing to progress towards my future. I was living off doing DoorDash for months, barely keeping my head above water, not even looking for a real job. You know, I wasn't going anywhere. I stayed in the house for a good year. I didn't go anywhere to have fun. The most fun I had was going to my brother's house, kicking it with them a little bit. Other than that, I wasn't having any type of fun. I wasn't trying to get no real work. I was in a heavy depression. Wasn't keeping my house clean, and I'm a very clean person. But I wasn't even keeping my house clean. I had just completely lost myself, right? So how did I pull myself out of that? It's no magic thing that you can do. It just simply comes down to getting tired. You gotta peep what's going on, because when you're going through a depressive episode like that, man, it's no telling how much time can go past without you actually, if no one else is noticing the episode you're going through, because no one in my life knew what I was going through. If no one else is noticing, it can take a long time before you realize that you are even going through a depressive episode. So I'm hoping people can run into this video that might be going through a depressive episode, and this be the wake-up call for you. Because once you get the wake-up call, hopefully, if you're a strong enough spirit and you actually want better for yourself, that can be the start of you know, getting out of those waters, those emotional waters that you're drowning under right now. So one day I ran into the right video. And to be honest, I don't know what video it happened. It was a Dolo the Pallet Man video though. Shout out Dolo the Pallet Man. And he was explaining depression and everything, and it was just something he said that just woke me up and made me realize that I had completely lost myself. That's why it's so good to talk to people about things you're going through, because the right person can say the right thing to help you really snap out of it. Now, when I noticed that I was drowning because of everything that had happened to me over the past year, I started trying to transform my perception on it, along with intentionally transmuting energy from it. Like, anytime I would get the feeling any type of, you know, extreme sadness, or if I just go a whole day in the bed, just chill like that, I would literally go in the bathroom and intentionally think about all the things I had been through in that past year and force myself to cry. This was I've been doing this ever since, like I say, August or whatever. Still to this day, this is what I do. Still to this day. If I get the feeling if I get to missing my little girl too much, missing my cousin, long live Rico, or missing my homie, long live Leak, or missing the guys that I used to kick it with, or anything like that, I will literally go in the bathroom, in a dark bathroom. It don't got to be no bathroom, of course. That's just my little sanctuary. I like being in even though I live by myself, I like being in a small room, dark, in darkness or whatever, with a candle lit. And that's how I like to get my emotions out, and I just sit in that, in a dark bathroom with a candle lit, just literally just letting myself just cry that shit out. Every time I do that, the rejuvenated feeling you get from crying, it's like you release more weight off your shoulders, right? This goes back to the video with me explaining the Stop Thugging It Out shit, the Stop Thugging It Out video, right? And the depression video. All of my videos, literally, if y'all go back and watch them, y'all gonna feel me on a totally different level. You feel me? So, still to this day, I'm still transmuting the energy from the situation with my little girl. Now, I've gotten past the losing my my homies and everything, just off the strength that I understand life. I know that the people you grow up with, the chances are y'all gonna grow into different interests, different different spaces spiritually, and if y'all end up going y'all separate ways, yeah, it's gonna hurt. I mean, I'm not saying it don't hurt, but if you truly understand life, you'll be able to get past that for real, cause you'll see the bright side in the situation. Like I got so many great memories with those guys. It's definitely not nothing to ever hold a grudge about or nothing like that, man. It's so many great memories with everyone I lost over the past years. And I get past that by knowing that, hey, we all in good health, man. We all still got our bright futures ahead of us. It's just the routes to our bright futures wasn't lining up no more, right? So I kind of am past that a little bit. And in terms of the people who passed away, my cousin and my close friend, I'm never gonna be certain completely past those deaths. But what helps me cope with them, and I was gonna make a separate video about this, but hey, if this video too long for y'all, hey man, whatever, but I gotta get this out. In terms of how I got past, the deaths, or trying to get past the way I cope with them, is by, instead of harping on the fact that I missed them too much, that I missed them so much, and harping on the fact that they're, not physically here, I harp on the energy that they gave me that I loved about them the most. Like, for example, my cousin Rico, what I loved about him the most was his confidence, his courageousness. Like, the guy literally went into everything fully confident, bro. Like, if you a female, he's shooting his shot no matter what the situation. If you a guy that won't smoke, it's whatever with him at any moment. Like, and I'm not saying you got to be that type of person, but I'm just saying I admired that about bro, because like I told y'all, I came up with insecurity problems. He was the complete opposite. Like, Rico was the complete opposite. And he's one of the main reasons I'm the guy who I am today, So whenever I think about him, it's not even, to be honest, the only time I really get sad is if, like, I just think about, a certain memory or listen to a certain song. But for the most part, when I think about Rico, I actually get a positive feeling. I actually get rejuvenated when I think about my boy. Like, especially if I'm gonna do, like, something that, getting in front of the camera. My first time getting in front of a camera for this channel, the Thugging It Out video, I literally channeled his spirit for that video. Like, I'm finna go into this with my boy Rico energy, man. And every time I'm in front of this camera, I think about him before I get on camera. and it installs that confidence in me to get in front of this motherfucker and speak my truth without caring what nobody think, you know. So that's just a quick little soliloquy to help y'all that been through some. We all lost somebody we love. So if you can find any type of way to where they motivated you and start, you know, channeling that energy when you think about them, you're gonna cope with the death a whole lot more. Now, in terms of losing my little girl, I'm never ever gonna get past that. I know that for a fact. I'm never gonna get past that. Y'all, me and this little girl was so close. I heard in my mind that I seriously never thought that she would be taken away from me. It just never crossed my mind. Even though people warned me that it could happen, I was, like I say, I was young and dumb. And when it happened, I forgot to speak on this. When it happened, I blamed myself so much for even stepping in. Because I'm like, man, why didn't I listen to the people who tried to warn me about this, bro? I know relationships can go left. I know people can get spiteful when they do go left. Like, why would I even do this to this little girl by getting into her life and sitting up here and, you know, developing this connection with her, knowing at any moment it can get taken away? Like, you know, why would I do this? Like, I was blaming myself so much. This is actually the night where I started throwing stuff around when I was having all these thoughts. I was calling myself stupid, a goofy. Like, I was a half a step away from having suicidal thoughts. No bullshit. Now, how am I coping with it today? By remembering the intention that I had going into the situation. I know I got into that situation with great intention, and no matter how it turned out, I did a great thing. I'm pretty sure most of y'all can agree with that, right? Like, I stepped in for a fatherless little girl and tried my best to be her father. So I no longer blame myself for it going left. Like, I do put a little blame on myself for me and her mama's situation not working. But I do not blame myself for that, you know, for even stepping in. Like, I don't look at myself in a negative way for doing that no more. Like, I honestly can say that. I'm proud of myself, if anything. Now the only thing I'm dealing with is still missing her. And anytime I get to missing her too strong, I will go transmute that energy and let them tears out. You feel me? But I did transform my perception on that situation. So it's not a heavy weight on my shoulders where I'm blaming myself for it. You know? That heavy weight, man. Like, ain't nothing heavier than a emotional, mental weight on your spirit. Ain't nothing heavier than it. You got better luck lifting the building. You know? If you don't know what you're doing anyway. So I'm not gonna make this video too long, because I know it's about 30 minutes in right now, 35 minutes, whatever it is. I really hope that this video can connect with y'all on a different level. And I really hope that y'all watch my videos leading up to this one, so y'all can really connect with what I'm saying. Because I could explain this for hours. But that's why I made those videos prior, so I wouldn't have to explain it for hours, how I deal with this stuff, you know? This is an introductory video to the channel. I want to thank everybody that's been tuning in. It's only up from here. This is just the beginning. Whatever you're going through, I want you to know that I resonate with that shit. And I've probably been through something similar. You feel me? And I'm still going through something to this day. Y'all see what's in that background. I'm not where I want to be at in life, fully. I am getting there. I just got a job that's paying 6 figures. I am getting there. But look, I told y'all in my purpose video, I got that job. I think anyway, I think they gave me that job because I showed them my YouTube channel. Nothing else in my background made me any type of qualified to be an insurance agent. I showed them this YouTube channel, my leadership abilities, my social abilities, and how I'm courageous enough to start a YouTube channel despite the environment I'm in. That got me into a different platform of life. Y'all gonna see me on a totally different level in about 6, 7, 8 months. You know? So whatever you're going through, just know I'm not coming from a level of someone who on a different level and got to a different spot where I'm not going through nothing and now I'm just teaching everybody who was in the spot I used to be in. No. I'm coming to you as almost like a friend. I don't even like to call myself a coach. I'm like y'all homie. Y'all can view me as a homie even if y'all don't know me. Feel free to hit me up if y'all want to add me on Facebook. or whatever. My Facebook name, if I'm not mistaken, is just Trey Montana. Tremou. You know how to spell the name. Trey Montana. You know, just look it up on Facebook or whatever. I got other platforms, but if you honestly want to actually speak to me, Facebook is the best avenue. You know, view me as a homie, man. Eventually, I might get qualifications such as degrees when I decide to do one-on-one appointments with people or whatever. But right now, I'm just coming to y'all from a place of a person who just got out of the darkest phase of their life and still coping with some of the events that's going through it. And I'm just letting y'all know my way of doing it, to hopefully motivate y'all to not let whatever y'all going through drown y'all. You know, it's Trey Montana signing out. Remember, you are not your mind. You are a spirit that created your mind. Our thoughts and feelings are our powers. And just like Marvel characters, when you don't know how to control your powers, they will control you. Stop allowing your thoughts and feelings to be scattered and organize them. Get them organized and point them to the direction that you need them to be, which is your visions that you want to manifest. This is Trey Montana signing out, family.
On the beat, start preaching. Feel no evil, see no evil but peep it. I don't aim for the stars, I want leeches. And the snake spawn, I'ma kill the whole species. Rest in peace to all the peaceful preaching. The youngest wildin', but to say they evil, that's kinda reaching. Who really controlling the way you thinking? Find the truth, what the fuck's the